I have something to tell you, and I've been holding off from telling anybody this. Nobody knows. My name is Gaianna Sophia. I have just undergone a major transformation in the work I do, and I wanted to share it with you because I feel like sometimes it's hard to make big changes in our careers when our hearts are no longer into something, and we're feeling like flailing, and we've put a lot of time and effort into creating something, maybe a business or an education for work that you're doing, and then you realize that things have really shifted, and what the fuck, what do you do? I've spent probably 6, 7, 8 years being a sacred love coach. I built up a business, I built up clients. I was doing really well. We were doing healings, and I was helping women, mainly women, shift through like some big emotional work. So every August I take the month off. That's my vacation time for the year. Just because my body just has to stop, like everything needs to stop. I think partly because it's so beautiful out, I just need to be outside. But it's also the time where I do some really deep questioning about, what am I doing? Is it authentic? Is it real? Is it, is it aligned with where I am right now? And if it is, and it has been for like many years, if it is on a basic level, then are there any areas of my business that I need to tweak? Is there any areas where it's not feeling authentic? And then I'll, work out what the issues are. Now this would happen maybe 2 weeks in, like to my vacation time, because it would be like, oh, I can relax, and then vacation time comes and relax, and then the unwinding happens enough for me to get back to really my authentic, real, true self. So this past year, I was basically, I can't even say it. I did some deep soul searching there, and there was nothing. It was like the passion, the want to help around love and intimacy. It was gone. It was like the juice had totally gone. And I was like, oh my God, oh my effing God, like what do I do? I felt totally disorientated. And I allowed myself to go through that because I'm fierce. I'm just like, and it's like if it's not real, I can't fake it. And I don't want to fake it, not anymore. And I want to live a life that's passionate. After, it was probably about a month and a half afterwards, after a time of decompression, where I was freaking out and I was totally disorientated because seriously, I'd spent all of this time creating a website, clientele, following all this stuff. I had gone down into the depths of like kind of despair on some levels. I had to grieve what was there before I could actually before the new could come through. I was basically being asked to let it all go. So I just did some meditations, and I was like really deeply listening. And it was like, what excites me? What is it that excites me? So as I was sitting, I was like listening and feeling in my heart, and there were some things that came through. And instead of working on the womb chakra and clearing down and healing that, what it was relating to was like working with the heart. With people, with the world, interconnecting hearts, as well as working on the psychic realms, my psychic abilities, connecting to source more, and connecting with my guides more. Even though I was working with spirituality fully with all the healings I did. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, but I work with spirit. It's just like, you know, the creator source, all that is. This is what I work with. I was really craving a new way of healing, like helping people heal. I was doing emotion code work, and it was really awesome. But and I still do it, but it takes more effort, and it takes a lot of mental work to do the work. It's super effective, and I highly recommend it. But I needed something more organic to my body, what's organic to my nature. And what came through was light language. I had been doing it for 25 years. The light language is super healing. Like, there's downloads of information, codes, awakening codes in our bodies. There's like, it's activation work, and super powerful. And so I knew that whatever I did, it's going to work. But what I didn't know was actually the content. I'm going to make a video all about it. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to post it so you can watch it, because this is more about the business, about shifting a huge business. So I'm going to come back to that. So there I was, end of September, and I was thinking, oh God, I'm like, okay, so now I'm going to like build my website. I'm going to like, you know, create all this stuff around this. And I was trying to figure out, you know, a whole strategy around creating this new business with light language, and like, you know, how can I do this? And because it creates huge shifts for people, you know, what type of shifts are there going to be? And I was trying to fit it all in. Like, I was trying to get all the pieces all together like super fast so that I could create something, because I'm just like, you know, I need to create a business so that I can create funds and, you know, to support my lifestyle. And then my guides came through, and they're like, it's going to take 6 months before you even get close to recognizing what this is going to be doing, what you're going to be doing with this. And I was like, you gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. There's no way I can wait that long financially. I can't take clients for the last business because the energy is just not there, and it wouldn't be authentic, and it wouldn't be right for my clients. Yeah. So I said to Source, okay, I'll do this. I'll wait. I'll work with, you know, whatever's being birthed for the next 6 months, but I need to be supported financially. I need it to work out, and I can't be stressed about it. And I don't want to work for anyone else. It needs to be really super organic, so that I can really just drop into this and feel it. And it was amazing. Within a month, my finances aligned so that I could just put my attention on this work, and my finances could be totally stable. Like, they could be, I could be supported. There was like a couple of income streams that were like, where I didn't have to work at for them to come through. But I hadn't really thought about it. Like, I hadn't really thought about them, or I hadn't really, you know, it didn't come into my vision until until I requested it. And it was just like, oh yeah, well, there's that and there's that. Okay, there's enough. I can actually do it, and it's going to be on a shoestring. But I don't need to work for anyone else, and I can take this time to really dive in. That was really interesting. That was really interesting. So I spent, let's see here, I'm now in February, and I spent the past 4 months, let's say September, October, November, December, January, February, so I'm now in the 6 months. I started building a website in November, December, and I didn't know what the content would be. What I did know is that I know what the format looked like. I knew what I wanted it, how pretty I wanted it to look. I didn't know the coloring, I didn't know anything, but I just knew how many pages I would need, and like, you know, for basic setup, and like that there's going to be a back end where I'm going to be selling products. I'm going to be like products as in like video products, and also I wanted to create a school, and so I had to work out the back end of a school. And so I figured, okay, so there's all this techie stuff that I can work through and I can work on, And eventually it's going to come clear on what I'm doing. And because I knew that I'd be doing light language, I'd be using that, but I didn't know like what angle I'd take it. So now I'm in the place of my website is really close. It's kind of close. The school is going to be work in progress. And I'm starting to get the visions now of how I'm going to be working with people. And I'm undeniably excited about it. Undeniably. So now that I'm super excited about what I'm going to be sharing, and I'm going to tell you, it's freaking me out. I feel like we're on the brink of a major evolutionary leap. What my work is going to be is working with helping people kind of like regain their superpowers. And it's in terms of what they've come here for. So remembering what their life purposes are, and starting to engage their abilities again, or their abilities for life, their passion for life. This is what I've got so far. And I know that there's more, and it's all about interconnecting with the heart, interconnecting our world again, interconnecting and finding a bright future. And I may end up diving back into the sacred loving arts at some point, and I'm not sure what that's going to look like at all, but I just find this such a wild ride. It's such a wild ride. If we allow ourselves to search into what we really want to be doing, it's finding a relationship back into the heart to make sure that, you know, it's like that check-in once a year that I do. Is this aligned? Is this really aligned with where I am? Is this, you know, fueling me, you know, on levels, you know, or am I stuck in obligation? You know, am I in turmoil because of obligation? Do I feel like I have no way forward other than this? If that's the case, then let the warning bells come up. Let them come up, and take a moment. This moment's for you. And allow yourself to dream into the potential of what you would really want to be doing. Thank you for watching. This is a huge transition for me, so and I've been kind of holding it under wraps for a really long time, but I wanted to let you know what was happening. And thank you, subscribers. Let me know if you like this video. I love to know about that. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you get my future videos on where the heck my life is going, as well as the offerings that are coming through.